Listen to this carefully, because it may be the most important warning you hear today. If you are over 60 and you have been feeling that your memory is getting weaker, your mind slower, or your thoughts less clear, please do not assume it is just age. Many people make that mistake, and it silently harms their brain for years without them even realizing it. I want you to understand something very personal. Your memory is not fading because you are old. It may be fading because something essential inside your body is missing. And the shocking part is this: most seniors do not even know they are losing it every single day. Recent scientific findings from top universities have revealed a hidden deficiency that can double the risk of Alzheimer's, mimic dementia, and create that mental fog many older adults talk about. Yet almost no one checks for it. In this video, I will show you exactly what that missing element is, how to recognize the early signs before they become dangerous, and how you can naturally restore your mental sharpness at any age. So please, stay with me till the end, because what you are about to discover may completely change the way you understand your brain and your future. And now that you understand the seriousness of this hidden deficiency, let me take you one step deeper, because the real danger is not only the lack of vitamin B12 itself, but the everyday habits that silently drain it from the bodies of older adults. These habits look harmless from the outside, but with time, they slowly weaken the brain's ability to think, remember, and stay sharp. Most seniors I meet are shocked when they realize they have been doing these things for years without knowing the consequences. The first mistake is skipping breakfast or starting the day only with coffee and bread. Many people believe they are eating light or protecting the stomach, but the brain does not work like that. Every morning your brain wakes up hungry for nutrients, especially B12, to repair nerve cells and build healthy signals. When you only drink caffeine or eat simple carbs, your energy spikes for a moment and then crashes. Without eggs, fish, dairy, or other B12-rich foods in the morning, your body slowly empties its storage. Day after day, year after year, the brain runs on very low fuel. This is why many seniors feel tired, irritable, or cloudy around midday. They are running on almost no B12. The second mistake is long-term use of antacids or stomach acidity medicines. This is in fact one of the most dangerous habits because almost no one connects it with memory loss. Medicines for acidity like proton pump inhibitors or common antacid tablets reduce the production of stomach acid. But the stomach needs acid to separate vitamin B12 from the food you eat. Without enough acid, B12 simply passes through the digestive system without being absorbed. Many older adults take these medicines for years, even decades, not realizing they are blocking one of the brain's most essential nutrients. The result is slow, silent neurological decline, numbness, tingling, confusion, forgetfulness, and mental fatigue. The third mistake is following restrictive diets that remove animal-based foods without proper replacement. Some seniors stop eating meat or dairy because of digestive discomfort, cholesterol concerns, or dietary trends. While these decisions are understandable, they become harmful when B12 sources are not replaced. Plant-based diets can be healthy, but without fortified foods or supplements, they simply do not provide enough B12, especially for people over 60, whose stomachs naturally absorb less with age. Over time, the body's B12 storage empties like a battery, losing its charge. Once it reaches a low point, the brain begins sending signals: weak concentration, mood swings, slower thinking, and small memory slips. What makes these three habits truly dangerous is that they do not cause sudden symptoms. They cause quiet damage, accumulating week by week until one day the person realizes they cannot remember names, directions, or even simple conversations. Many elders think it is just aging, but in reality, it is the body crying out for the B12 it has been missing for years. Understanding these habits is the first step toward protecting your memory. And in the next part, I will share a true story of a woman whose life changed completely once this hidden deficiency was discovered. A story that may remind you of someone you know, or even of yourself. Understanding these three silent habits is important, but nothing explains this problem better than a real-life story. So let me take you from the theory into reality, into a case that happened right here in India, one that deeply touched me and that perfectly shows how easily vitamin B12 deficiency can imitate Alzheimer's. A few years ago, I met Mr. Rajan, a 72-year-old retired school principal living in Pune. He was a respected man in his community, known for his sharp mind, his passion for reading, and his love for morning walks along the river. But as months passed, his family began noticing small but worrying changes. He would forget where he kept his wallet, mix up dates, or repeat the same question multiple times without realizing it. At first, they laughed it off. It's just age catching up. But the signs kept growing. One afternoon, while returning from the market, Mr. Rajan suddenly panicked. The streets he had known for decades looked unfamiliar. He felt overwhelmed, confused, and frightened. When he finally reached home, sweating and trembling, he told his daughter, "I think my mind is slipping away." That night, the family made the difficult decision to bring him to the clinic, fearing the worst early Alzheimer's. During the consultation, I noticed something interesting. Although he struggled with memory, his awareness, humor, and general cognitive structure were still intact. This did not fully match Alzheimer's. So instead of rushing into conclusions, I ordered a complete set of tests, blood tests, neurological assessments, and cognitive evaluations. And that is when the real culprit appeared. His vitamin B12 levels were extremely low, far below the minimum needed for normal brain function. It was not dementia. It was not Alzheimer's. It was a nutritional deficiency silently damaging his nervous system. When I explained this to his family, they were stunned. How could something so small cause something so big? But yes, years of constant tea and toast breakfasts, long-term acidity tablets, and a diet low in animal protein had drained his B12 to dangerous levels. We created a simple recovery plan. Daily B12-rich foods like eggs and curd, a temporary supplement under supervision, adjusting his digestive medications, and light mental exercises. The first week brought small changes, better sleep, less irritability. After 1 month, he could remember conversations again. After 2 months, he resumed his morning walk with confidence. And at the 3-month mark, he looked at me and said, "Doctor, it feels like someone switched my brain back on." His case is not rare. Thousands of Indian seniors experience the same symptoms every year, misinterpreting them as permanent dementia when the solution may be much simpler and completely reversible. If you found this story meaningful, comment number 1 and share this video so more families can be helped. If not, you can comment 0. Your interaction helps this message reach those who truly need it. And as the story of Doña Pilar showed us so clearly, the real transformation begins when the brain finally receives what it has been missing for years. To understand why her recovery was so dramatic, we must look at what vitamin B12 actually does inside the brain, because its role is far deeper than most people realize. Vitamin B12 is not just another vitamin. It is one of the core building blocks that keeps your nervous system alive and functioning. One of its most critical jobs is helping your body produce myelin, a protective layer that surrounds every nerve fiber in your brain and spinal cord. You can think of myelin as the insulating cover around electrical wires. Without insulation, the wires spark, glitch, or short circuit. Similarly, when myelin becomes thin or damaged, the signals in your brain slow down, become confused, or fail to reach their destination. This is why low B12 can cause symptoms that look exactly like early Alzheimer's: forgetting names, losing focus, repeating the same stories, feeling mentally tired, or struggling to make decisions. The problem is not age. The problem is that the myelin shield is wearing out. But myelin is only the beginning. B12 also protects the brain in another powerful way by reducing homocysteine, a harmful chemical that becomes toxic when it builds up in the blood. High homocysteine inflames the brain, damages blood vessels, and accelerates the aging of neurons. Research has shown that people with elevated homocysteine have a significantly higher risk of developing Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. Vitamin B12 works like a natural cleaning system. It helps convert homocysteine into harmless substances, preventing it from accumulating like smoke inside a closed room. When B12 is low, the smoke fills the brain, causing inflammation and oxidative stress, slowly harming memory and emotional stability. Another crucial role of B12 is in the production of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to the brain. When B12 is deficient, red blood cells become weak and inefficient. Less oxygen reaches the neurons, making the brain feel slow, foggy, and fatigued. Seniors often describe this feeling as "my head feels heavy" or "my thoughts feel stuck," and they never imagine it could be because of a simple vitamin shortage. What makes B12 especially important for people over 60 is that the natural ability to absorb it decreases with age. Even with a good diet, The stomach often cannot extract enough B12 from food. This is why so many elderly people show neurological symptoms even when they believe they are eating well. The encouraging news is that myelin can regenerate and neurons can recover if the body receives enough vitamin B12 consistently. This is why patients like Doña Pilar suddenly regain clarity, confidence, and emotional strength once the deficiency is corrected. And now that you understand how deeply B12 influences the brain, in the next part I will show you exactly how you can restore your levels naturally, what foods work best, and what daily habits can protect your mind for the years ahead. And now that you clearly understand how deeply vitamin B12 supports your myelin, your neurons, and your long-term memory, the next step is knowing how to restore it in simple, practical ways. The truth is, protecting your brain does not require complicated treatments or expensive routines. It begins with small, daily actions that anyone over 60 can do. The first step is to eat a small source of B12 every single day. Your brain does not need large amounts. It needs consistent amounts. Foods like eggs, sardines, tuna, yogurt, and chicken liver are among the richest and most easily absorbed sources. Even adding just one of these to your breakfast or lunch can make a noticeable difference within a few weeks. The second step is to take care of your stomach, because this is where B12 absorption begins. If you are using antacids or acidity medications regularly, speak to your doctor about alternatives or adjustments. Simple habits like eating slowly, avoiding very heavy dinners, and reducing late-night snacking also support better digestion and nutrient absorption. The third step is to check your B12 levels once a year. It is a simple blood test, quick and inexpensive, yet it can prevent years of mental confusion and fatigue. If your levels are low, your doctor may suggest oral supplements or temporary injections until your body recovers. And before we end, here is the most important message. It is never too late to reclaim your clarity. I have seen many seniors, even in their 70 seconds and 80 seconds, regain sharpness, energy, and confidence simply because they decided to take action. Your brain has supported you your entire life. Now it is your turn to support it. If this message inspired you, please like this video and share it with someone you care about. A small piece of knowledge could protect a lifetime of memories.